BTS news today. The shocking incident that just happened behind the scenes has shaken BTS fans around the world. Jungkook, the golden magne who has been known to be friendly, calm, and full of control, suddenly showed an unexpected different side. In a rare and tense moment, he was seen pushing a staff member quite hard, just because the staff was standing too close to Jimin. Jungkook's usually gentle actions immediately raised a variety of questions and reactions from the army in various parts of the world. What exactly happened? What is the reason behind that spontaneous but intense reaction? And how does Jimin feel about Jungkook's such strong protection? This happened while BTS was shooting for a special project, which has not yet been officially announced to the public. Located in a studio in Seoul, the atmosphere at that time was quite calm and full of warmth, as usual when the members gathered together. But who would have thought, behind the scenes, an emotional tension lurks without warning. A female staff in charge of assisting in the arrangement of wardrobe approached Jimin. It seems to fix something on the collar of his shirt. Jimin, who was famous for his sweet and polite personality, seemed to smile kindly and let the staff do their job. But in just a few seconds, Jungkook is not far from them, suddenly stepping quickly and with one firm push, kept the staff away from Jimin. That Jungkook's reaction shocked everyone on the set. Some witnesses claim to have never seen Jungkook act like that before. His face was serious, his gaze was sharp, and his protective expression was so clearly visible. He even had time to say a short sentence that was quite thrilling: "Don't touch him." The sentence is pronounced in a strict tone, not angry, but enough to make the studio atmosphere suddenly quiet. The news spread on social media in a matter of minutes. Several short clips of the incident leaked on the internet and immediately became trending on various platforms. The army who saw him was divided into various emotions: awe, surprise, curiosity, to worry. Many appreciated Jungkook's attitude that seemed to protect Jimin with a strong instinct, but not a few also wonder if the action is too excessive for a seemingly ordinary situation. But what makes it all the more interesting is how Jimin reacted. Instead of looking uncomfortable or angry, Jimin looked at Jungkook with a grateful look. He even touched Jungkook's arm gently, as if to calm the magne who looks too triggered. The expression on Jimin's face at that moment was neither fear nor surprise, but rather a deep warmth, a response that adds an emotional layer to this incident. Is this Jungkook's impulsive reaction? Or is there something deeper behind it all? Some speculations have sprung up from observers and fans, which has been following the dynamics of the relationship between BTS members, especially between Jungkook and Jimin. Many consider that the relationship between the two is indeed very close, even more than colleagues. It's no secret that Jimin and Jungkook are close, familiarly called Jungkook by the army. It often shows great emotional intensity. They support each other in difficult times, take care of each other. It is not uncommon to even show touching gestures of attention. Jungkook has always shown a very protective attitude towards Jimin. In numerous interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, he is often seen making sure Jimin is comfortable, safe, and not too tired. An old footage even shows how deftly Jungkook, holding the hand of a photographer who almost accidentally nudged Jimin while walking out of the car. So when this incident in the studio happened, many conclude that it was not a spontaneous act, but the manifestation of Jungkook's habit that has been formed for a long time, taking care of Jimin. Some fans also highlighted how the entertainment world often pushes the boundaries between professionalism and privacy. The staff working behind the scenes often have very close access to the artists, sometimes even too close. In this context, Jungkook's reaction may have arisen because he felt Jimin's personal boundaries were violated. He may not see the staff as just someone who is doing their job, rather as a potential threat to Jimin's comfort. Especially when viewed from the perspective of a friend who knows the inside-out feelings and personal boundaries Jimin, it is possible that Jungkook saw signs of discomfort that others did not catch. Interestingly, until now there has been no official statement from the agency regarding this incident. Big Hit Music remains silent and does not give clarifications, although the media and fans urged an explanation. However, the agency's silence actually opens up room for wider speculation. Some Korean entertainment analysts even stated that such a protective attitude would not appear Without a deeper emotional context between the two idols, what happened after the incident adds an even thicker layer of mystery. After pushing the staff away from Jimin, Jungkook was silent for a few seconds, as if trying to contain his emotions. Jimin, who was wearing a dark formal suit, looks confused yet calm. Their gazes were briefly locked for a while. Only the two of them knew for sure what is being exchanged through that view. What is clear, the atmosphere in the studio immediately changed dramatically. All activity is stopped. The crew retreats automatically, creating space for the two BTS members to calm the situation. The driven staff did not suffer any injuries. I was surprised by Jungkook's reaction. He was immediately calmed down by the rest of the crew and taken to the quieter side of the room. Sources said Jungkook later approached the staff and apologized. However, he did not blame anyone, just say in a low voice that he don't like Jimin being touched without permission. This attitude indicates that although the initial action is hard, Jungkook maintained his professionalism after that. However, no less attention is paid to how Jimin responds to all this after the shooting session is over. When the camera is off and the atmosphere is looser, Jimin walks towards Jungkook, patting her shoulder and whispering something inaudible to no one. Jimin's face was full of warmth. No anger, no disappointments. Instead, there is a small smile that expands on his lips, as if to say, "I understand." Army on social media immediately made various theories and analyses of the events. Some equate Jungkook's actions with protective instincts, like a brother against a sister, or even like someone who secretly keeps the taste. Not a few argue that Jungkook's reaction is an expression of a deep sense of ownership towards Jimin, not in a negative sense, but he cared so much that he couldn't let anyone get too close without permission. If you know Jungkook and Jimin like we know them, wrote a veteran BTS fan on Twitter, you will know that their relationship has gone beyond the word best friend. There is a very rare emotional depth, and this incident is just the tip of the iceberg of everything they share together. It's not for nothing that fans feel that way. On many occasions, Jimin and Jungkook did show a close emotional bond. Since BTS's debut, the two have often been seen together, teasing each other, care for each other, and defend each other. Even in documentaries and behind-the-scenes videos, they are often seen sleeping next to each other, eat together, and laugh like two inseparable little children. They also often write messages of love and support to each other, in birthday events or when celebrating certain achievements. Jungkook once said in an interview that Jimin is someone he can always count on, even when the world is heavy. This event also reopened the archives of fans' memories of past events, which now seems to have a red thread. In BTS's 2019 concert, there was a moment when a stage staff accidentally nudged Jimin when he came up on stage. Jungkook, who saw the incident, immediately turned his head with a panicked face. It was as if he was ready to jump in any direction if Jimin needed help. Even after the concert was over, he continued to be by Jimin's side. Asked if Jimin was okay, Dan refused to return to the backstage before being convinced his colleague was completely unharmed. The moment was captured in one of the concert documentation videos, and now it's back viral after this latest Boost incident. Not only fans are speculating, some observers of the psychology of celebrities also spoke out. An expert on emotional relationships in the South Korean entertainment world mentioned that the relationship is established in a high-pressure industry. Like among BTS members, it can develop in a very unique and profound way. When you live in a stressful world, take control of your every move.